He's ghosted you, he's friend zoned you, or he's decided that he's just not that into you, either ever or anymore. And a lot of times, as women, we want to make it personal. We want to make it mean something about us. That our body image is not to the standard that he desires, that we don't look the way that he wants us to look, that we're not intellectually stimulating enough. And we ultimately make it about our worth. I'm not worthy enough for him. Something must be wrong with me. And I used to believe this to be true. This was a huge wound that I had to work through. I noticed that every time I would come across the man and I was too much for him, he either ghosted me or he let me know that it was better off that we would just be friends. So I kept making it mean something about me. I need to fix myself. I need to change myself. In order to get a man, I must be different. Until one day I was getting my human design read. And if you're familiar with human design, it brings in a bunch of different studies and it shares with you a profile that is really detailed and super accurate, on point. But basically, my human design reader was like, do you get a lot of men that are like into you, but then the more that you show up and the more that they have to commit, they decide that they're not into you anymore? And I was like, yes, how did you know? She's like, let me tell you this. It is not about your worth because I can tell that you make it about you. She shared a perspective with me that changed my entire life. That these men feel like they have to hold a standard around me that they actually cannot hold because they're not embodied in that standard. I was like, let me explore this. And the deeper I got into nervous system work, the more I realized that not only am I attracting from my nervous system and dating from my nervous system, men are also doing the same. So a man that has insecurities or doesn't feel worthy or has self-esteem issues, his nervous system is not used to a woman that is so confident in herself, that is so sure in herself, that knows what she wants, that speaks her truth, that is embodied, that has a business. That poses as a threat to his nervous system if he is not used to a healthy, whole, healed, confident, present woman. If he still holds wounds, mother wounds, father wounds, it is likely that my healed embodiment is going to trigger the status quo or his homeostatic function of his nervous system. He's going to be like, whoa, this is either too good to be true or this is too much, or I don't think I can handle this. He's going to flee the scene, ghosting you, friend zoning you, or telling you that he's just not that into you. And recently this showed up in a man that I was dating who told me, I think about you often and I dream about what life would be like if we were together. However, I know that I'm still too much of a mess. I haven't done the level of work that you have, that I don't think I could be the man that you deserve and that you desire. And knowing him, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. It's not always about you. It's not that you are not worthy. It's not that you need to change, need to fix yourself. If you have done the work and you are doing the work and you are consistently showing up for yourself, it could be that you are triggering his nervous system's status quo or homeostatic function, basically what he deems to be familiar. What you got to do is continue to embody more of you, continue to become the woman that you are proud of, that you can stand strong in, that you're confident in, that no matter what a man says, whether he's into you or not, whether you're triggering his homeostatic function or he wants something different, it doesn't matter because you are rooted in you. And I want you to have this level of confidence. And how we do this is we work with our nervous system. And if you want the free Permission to Thrive nervous system training, just tell me in the comments, nervous system, and I will send you the link for the free nervous system training, which will help you really anchor into safety and connection and who you are, who you came here to be, that no matter what is happening outside of you, no matter what a man says to you, you're like, I know who the fuck I am.
Remember all those just friends? Hours you spent complaining about unavailable men? Well, guess what? The tables turned. The friend zone is now a self-imposed exile, and men are loving the escape.
Why men don't stay friends with you after you've rejected them. Some women get offended when she's done friend zoning a guy and he wants nothing to do with her. She feels used. But here's the thing. It can be painful to be around someone you like that, knowing that they're probably pursuing somebody else. It can hurt his confidence. And he has a right to choose the relationships that he wants to be in, especially when he's not getting what he wants out of them.
Men once stuck in orbit around you finally realized gravity doesn't bend for excuses. The spark was never there, and now absence isn't just noticed, it's preferred. Shockingly, nobody owes nostalgia a second date.
People are like, why are you single? And I'm like, well, that's an interesting question you ask. Probably because anyone I like doesn't like me back, and anyone who likes me, you see, I don't like them back. And that's both sides of it. Thanks for asking.
You thought persistence was charming? Cute. Turns out it was exhausting. Men checked out quietly while you were busy crafting your next "Why doesn't he notice me?" post.
All you single ladies, listen up. I've got some tough love for you, and you might not like hearing it. But when you think about everything that you're looking for in a man, and you come across a man that just seems too good to be true, he checks all the boxes, provides security, safety, peace. He steps up as a leader. He shows you that he cares about you and is willing to put the effort into a relationship with you, but you say, time out. This is too good to be true. I'm going to keep this man as a friend. I'm going to friend zone him, and that's where he's going to stay. And I figured out why you do this. It's because you're scared. Scared that somehow, some way, in the future, all of a sudden the other shoe's going to drop and you're going to see these red flags that he is too good to be true. Let me tell you something. Chances are he's not. If he is a man that's grounded in his morals, grounded in his faith, and he shows with actions that he is there to commit to you, and you friend zone him, it's you sabotaging yourself. Why would you do that? And you do that because you're doing it out of fear. And it just irks at me because I see people, I see friends, I see people not having the love they desire because when it's right there, when they've prayed for it and it comes to them and God's like, here he is. It scares you. I get it. But you really need to look inside and say, you know what? It's worth the risk. It's worth taking the next step. It's worth going all in for this person. We have one life to live, and love is the foundation of our existence, of why we are here. And living a life without love is not a life worth living at all. So ladies, look at your best friend, your best guy friends, and you might want to consider giving them a shot. Like you should consider giving them a shot. You know, you're worried about losing the friendship, but think about what you have to gain.
Friend zone logic. Endless texts. Ghosted dates. Overshared memes. Reality check. Patience is not a love language. Some men finally pressed unsubscribe. Permanently.
Why is dating so frustrating? Why? So talking to this guy on this dating app, right, for about 2 weeks, exchanged phone numbers, everything's good, asks me tonight, what are your plans this weekend? When I say, oh, my kids are actually with their dad this weekend. I work on Saturday, but just half the day. How about you? Oh, I have no plans. Then fucking nothing. Nothing after that. Not would you like to meet up? Do you want to make plans? No, nothing. Why? Why even ask? Why are you even asking what my plans are? If you have no intention of asking. And the other thing that pisses me off is that I feel like people that do that just expect you to not have plans. Like they can ask you last minute. Like they'll ask me tomorrow night, hey, you want to hang out tonight? No, motherfucker, I'm busy. And now I'm busy, right? Am I really busy? No. But I'm going to tell you I'm busy because you really think that you can ask people the last minute to do something? Like, make a plan, make it a priority, because if people don't feel like they're a priority, they don't want to spend their time with you, right? Like, when I'm dating somebody, you are my priority. I make you my priority, right? I don't know. Dating nowadays is just so different. I don't think I'm ready for it at all. Nope.
Complaints about nice guys finishing last have a plot twist. The nice guys left and didn't even look back. Curiosity. Did anyone really think they'd stick around forever?
You know the video of that lady that couldn't get 4 guys together to move a granite slab, and she concluded that it's because she wasn't hot enough? Well, it makes me think that men have successfully banned the friend zone. And it also made me realize that I haven't talked about the friend zone in a very long time. Like, I used to talk about it back in 2020 when I first got on TikTok, but until this week, I could not remember the last time that I had talked about it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really think that there was one singular movement, singular trend that really motivated men to officially ban the friend zone. And it's not the 4B movement. Can you guys guess? It was all the women choosing the bear over the man. So yeah, when a woman comes on complaining that men won't help poor little old me, they are plainly asking that girl to call on the bear instead. The kind of funny thing is that that bear could probably move that granite stone way easier than 4 guys. It would probably just take one bear, right? It would be a little bit easier on everyone.
The men who once orbit your attention sphere are now plotting lives elsewhere. Suddenly, your friendship first strategy looks a lot like self-sabotage. Whoops. Timing is brutal. The irony. Men used to chase, now they dodge. And all you're frantic. Why don't they notice me? Energy wasted. Reality isn't personal, it's selective.
Honestly, in this day and age, shame on the women who shit on guys who actually try respectfully to like get your number or like approach you or like just hit on you in general in like a public setting. Extra bonus points if it's not a fucking bar or an atmosphere that involves alcohol. Like, I hate when girls like, ew, like that guy like came up to me, like what a weirdo. Like, they literally need to be encouraged to do that. Like, no one does it anymore. I love when men like shit on like girls who go out in bars and stuff and stuff like that or whatever. But like, where are you gonna find your husband on Hinge? At the grocery store? They are not fucking approaching you there. Swear to God, whenever someone approaches me, specifically not in a bar setting, I have the utmost respect. Even if I don't find them attractive, I'll give them a number regardless or conversate with them regardless because it's like so admirable in this day and age to actually have the nerve and the kahunas to go and do that. So stop shitting on them because we need that.
Once a backup option, now a lesson in scarcity. Friend zones are like sandcastles. Pretty until the tide comes in. Men realize they prefer freedom over proximity with zero spark.
I literally hate when my girlfriends are like, oh, I have a guy friend that I think you'd be interested in. How did he become your guy friend? Oh, he had a crush on you. And then you curved him. And now you're trying to put him onto me. If he wasn't good enough for you, then he's not good enough for me. I don't want him.
All those casual hangouts you labeled just fun. Turns out men read the fine print. Zero long-term potential. Shockingly, honesty looks a lot like walking away.
I've just been dumped. Well, not dumped because we weren't dating. I've been friend-zoned. Actually, no, I don't think I've been friend-zoned either. I think I've been let go. I've been let go from the current position. Citing timing. I have in the past thought that is just a bunch of BS. It's just an excuse. Timing's not right. And we've been on 3 or 4 dates over the last month. Tick, 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 tick on my list. But over the last 2 weeks, he's been overseas for work and he's also been interstate for work. So we've had this massive break. Unfortunately, that has a tendency to kind of block the consistency. Now, he's trying to swing between 2 states. Is he moving to Melbourne? Is he staying in another state? He's not sure. So he's kind of in this weird space of a bit of the unknown. So I was feeling it the last few days. I felt a bit of the pullback. The texting wasn't quite as, interesting. He wasn't as interested. He wasn't asking any questions, really. So I noticed there was a shift. So I just kind of sat with it and I thought, okay, let's just see what happens. You can't always look at somebody not wanting to pursue you or a relationship with you as a full rejection. I think we have to kind of take stock of that and say, I'm a good person. You know, I'm a catch. I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know what I'm offering. I know what I can give to the right person. And kind of like a Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know if you remember that episode when a woman sits in front of him and says, I just don't want to date you anymore. And he said, sure. Okay. And she's like, what do you mean? He said, sure. Okay. And she said, you don't want to ask why? And he said, no, it's been great having a few dates with you. I'm gonna go now. And he walked out of the cafe whistling, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. And what that means is there's always going to be somebody else that's going to be coming around that mountain. And if they're not into you enough to fight for you, then you just say sure. And you let them let you go and you walk away. It's hard. And I am disappointed. But I'm also kind of like, I don't want to waste time with someone who's not investing. So yeah, your little Monday reminder that a rejection is not always a rejection. It's a misalignment, and it gives you the opportunity to step back out there to find somebody who would move mountains to be with you.
The men who stuck around out of convenience are gone. Now the confusion sets in. And yes, it's deliciously ironic. Friendzone 2026. Same old plot. Men finally getting the last laugh. That's all for today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you get the latest updates from our channel.